Hello Beckett, Peter, Noble. Good to see everyone. How's America treating you, Peter? Happy holidays. Lucy. Desert Dinos. Damien. Oh, it's hot. Well, what part are you at, Peter? California, ain't it? Do you know what? Got this trim last week, Dan. What's going on, Robert? So as normal people, we're just going to wait for some people to come in. And then we got a live with Better Geckos today. Pretty sure most of you know her Tangerine game is strong. Be nice to learn more about Leah, how she got into all this. And yeah, just same as always, really. Was on the wrong account as always. We should be doing me and Jay should be doing a YouTube video. Jay at Eco Geckos this weekend. Because we've got some imports coming in, so we wanted to show some stuff off. And Jay's got a few bits and pieces. I've got some stuff, so look forward to doing that. That'll be on Tuesday. The video might not drop on Tuesday, but that starts on Tuesday. But yeah, I'm watching movie with Ozzy. Who's Ozzy, Robert? I'll be in and out as I'm on the phone and partners tonight. No problem at all. This is a good thing with these lives, because we upload them to YouTube as well and podcast. People can tune into them at any point. What's going on, Stephen? Leonard, Leah. But the nerves are kicking in, Leah. It's nice to hear from you again, Beckett. Can't wait for you to get your Leo off of me. Do I keep any pet Leos? I mean, I've got some retired females. Some geckos that just have sentimental value to me. It's like I've still got my first ever leopard gecko. So yeah, I do have some pets that I just won't breed. All well here, mate. All well here. Saturday, you know, a few beers. What's going on, Holly? As always, people, just going to let some people come in, give it 5 minutes. Then we've got Better Geckos coming on. We're going to be talking about some of her stuff, learning more about Leah. This is what I like about the lives. I like learning about the people as well. Got questions as always, so if you guys see me look down, it's because I'm looking at my questions I got from you guys here. King of beers. I don't want to be known for that. Yeah, just the same as always. I'm really looking forward to this one because of Leah's stuff I absolutely love. And also, if you're not following Better Geckos, make sure you follow, because she lost her main account like myself, so help each other out and all that. I'll drink you in tea. What's going on, Luke Tanner? That's the second person fresh trim. I actually got this last week. I'm taking fresh trim is you're looking handsome. What's going on, Dan? So it's a bit annoying at the moment because I've had to start a new account. I can only do lives for an hour and then they cut out and start again. You saw it happen with J5 Gecko. So I'm keeping the lives down to an hour, and in that way it makes up for a good part 2 when it happens. So I've got a timer set on as well, so if you hear a flash or anything, it's because I've set my phone to go off when I've got 5 minutes before the live finishes, so we can say goodbye and everything. So if you ever see a black screen, just know it's probably that. More in my reptile room today. I have got one gecko here with me. The only reason I got this one with me is because I took some photos today of it. So I haven't got any geckos to show today, apart from the one. If we talk about this certain line, I can get it out. Nice to meet you. First actual live I've caught, not rewatched. It's good to have you on. This is what I love. People are tuning in. On our podcast, we can see people around the world where they're tuning in from. We're getting people from Japan. We're getting people from Australia. So yeah. I appreciate all your support. So I'll give it a couple of more minutes and then we'll get Leah in. Really, loads of people will be really excited for this one, so I'm really excited. I've been speaking to Leah. She's a really good person, so it'd be nice to speak face to face. Love your geckos. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. A lot of work and time have gone into it as well. This is what annoys me about mine and Leah's accounts is when you get to a certain stage on Instagram where you're getting loads of likes and everything, to keep on top of it, you have to be on your game. You have to post at certain times every day, and when it gets taken from you, it's like, what? Am I going to the next Donny show? Yeah, most probably, Bradley. I'm not too sure if I'll have a table, because I know a lot of USA people wanted some geckos off of me in March, so I'm not too sure about having a table. Don't forget to share to all your group chats, people. I appreciate that, Scott. I appreciate that. I'll give it another minute. So I always get nervous doing these. People think I'm bubbly and outgoing. I get super nervous for these as well. USA, Chicago area. You USA people have been showing some serious love. Jay? Right. Again, people, if you see me looking down, I'm not being rude. I'm just reading the questions. I know a lot of the time people will be talking to me and I'll be looking down. It looks rude, but no, I'm just reading some questions. Good morning. Jay just woke up, been on the sauce again. Beers for Dutch courage. You know that I've started drinking at 4 o'clock. Anyway, let's get Leah in. So Leah, if you, I'll invite you. It should pop up saying Elite Geckos has asked you to join the live. I'm pretty sure you just click that. I've never been invited to a live, so I don't know. But Americans love a Brit. But yeah, I'll invite you in now. Let's get your eyes feasted, everybody. Right, let's see how you do this again. Every time I forget to do this. Here we go. Are you a leprechaun? Yeah, I am quite small, to be fair. I've just sent Leah an invite. Hey!
Hi. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing well.
Good. You nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. The thing is, it's because it's live as well, so it's always a bit. Oh, I'm the exact same. But how you been? I know your Instagram has been taken down, and how are you finding everything?
Yeah, it was frustrating, but you just gotta keep going.
You're pushing, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether you felt the same. I felt like giving up for a second. I thought, so much time and effort goes into it, like, with the reels and everything. To have it all just taken away, it's like, oh.
Yeah. And a lot of my, I tried really hard to keep a lot of my like my information on there about geckos, so it was also frustrating to lose that. Like, I have it written down, but it was. Yeah. It's satisfying for me to go in there and see it myself.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know whether, with me, I don't know whether it's just a typical boy thing, but I was using Instagram like a photo album. So I had a lot of stuff on there that I didn't save elsewhere. So I had like my first leopard gecko I ever hatched photo disappeared, and it just become messy. It's no need for it. But the community, I don't know whether the same people, the community, the amount of people that shared and everything, I was like, wow, this is going to keep me going.
Yeah. People are very...
Hello, everybody. Tangerine time, so I'm here. It's good to see you, Mo. So, Leah, how did it all start for you? What got you into breeding leopard geckos? How long did you start? Was you? I know a lot of people had reptiles before they started breeding. How did it all start for you?
Well, I grew up with desert tortoises, and we would get them from people who would hatch them, like at their house. So that was interesting for me to like grow up around.
Yeah.
And then in 2019, I got my first leopard gecko, and then I began watching videos on YouTube like Sassabeck,
Yeah.
Suburban, and it was hard not to be like amazed by what I was seeing on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So it took like a year, but I eventually started like I purchased like a pair, and then it went from there.
Yeah. You just found the love for it straight away.
Yeah.
I sort of just stumbled into it, and as soon as you hatch your first egg as well, it's like that feeling. It's like, oh my god! And then what's really funny is when I first started, I don't know whether you were the same. I looked at leopard geckos like dogs, where I thought, right, if I have a high yellow and I have a blizzard, if I pair them together, I'm going to get some white patched yellow geckos. Yeah. So when I realised all that wasn't true, and then actually getting into the genetics, it really, really got me hooked.
Yeah.
Do you have any like? Is anyone in your family into reptiles? Because I know a lot of us breeders, we're always that person that was in the garden lifting up rocks, finding newts and frogs. Was you that person too?
Yeah, I'm the first person to really seriously keep reptiles. Other than my great grandma was the one to have the desert tortoises.
Yeah.
And but it was just more of a like I would go visit her and see them type of thing.
Yeah.
But so until 2019, I didn't really have like a reptile seriously.
Right. Okay. So it's what I find amazing is because you have only started in 2019, you've done it the right way because your tangerine stuff is absolutely incredible. You know, every time I see a really orange animal, I scroll up, better geckos. Yeah, it has to be a. But what got you into tangerines though? Because of I know you have a few other stuff. I've seen you post. I think it was like a bandit or something bold you posted the other day. So I know you have other stuff that ain't tangerines. But why are you heavily involved in tangerines? Is that just what you really like?
Yeah, I really do just like them. It just happened to be that I was on Morph Market looking to because it was my second leopard gecko I was going to be buying.
Yeah.
And I seen BM Gecko's his Morph Market, and he had some really amazing tangerines on there. Mm-hmm. And also it was more of Sassabeck and his like seeing his G projects and stuff and seeing how beautiful they were and how diverse they can be. But also my favorite colors happen to be like orange and green. So when you get like a gecko like this, it's just like
stunning.
It was hard for me not to love them.
Yeah. Do you work with much green tangerine lines?
I have a pair currently, but I haven't paired them or bred them yet.
Okay.
But I think they're one of my favorite lines of tangerine.
Yeah, for some reason with the G&T green tangerine lines, I find that the oranges are so piercing as well, especially from hatchlings. They're so piercing. But I adore green lines with you get like stripes that throw out and all sorts. Absolutely love them. Chloe's put your geckos are so gorgeous. We have the same taste.
Yeah, her stuff is definitely one of my favorite to check out.
Yeah, Chloe's got some absolutely incredible stuff. So, would you say tangerines have always been? That's always been your favourite. I mean, even when I first started, I remember seeing some orange geckos and being like, "Whoa!" So it's always been the same for you. You stay true to yourself.
I know I see a lot of people like they're for the Black Knights, and that's what draws them in a lot of the time. But for me, it was I don't think that I had seen a Black Knight until quite a bit after I seen a Tangerine. So
Right.
it was very much, it was just favorite from the second I seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just love the tangs you got as well. They're so clean as well. And I always say to people, you can tell an animal that's been loved because of I could give someone a jet black knight and they have the worst husbandry and not looked after, and that animal it will look not looked after. Whereas yours, I can see you put so much time and effort into them. Even your reels, they're absolutely great, absolutely great. So what tangerine line would you cross into Tremper? This is in your opinion. This is just in your opinion. What tangerine line would you cross to Tremper for the better colour? Because obviously when you pair to Tremper, it can wash out and whatnot. What tangerine line would you cross to Tremper?
Well, I'm yet to put a visual to a het and make them or create them, but I've seen a lot of people do the bloods, and my mind wanted to do infernos, but I'm not too sure if I would do infernos over bloods at this point. So I would probably try to go with bloods.
Yeah. Blood Tremper does work really well. Sometimes MT as well, but with Tangerine, from what I've experienced, when you're crossing it into Tremper, you're going to want to do a little bit of line breeding, just because of when you get a Tremper and you cross it into when you get Tangerine, you cross it to Tremper for the first gen. Sometimes it'll be a bit washed out, so a little bit of line breeding in with that as well, and it'll be nice. What Tangerine breeder inspires you the most?
The first one was Sassabec, and then it quickly moved to. I like a lot of the stuff that Suburban Geckos puts out. So his stuff just really like amazes me. But originally it was Sassabec.
Yeah, Sassobec's like the Lord, isn't he? Because he was quite big on YouTube, and his genetic video really helped me out. Some of his stuff as well. I've seen Kensington Geckos as well. I don't know him very well, but his stuff, it looks ace.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I think you've had a few geckos off of BM Geckos. His stuff is divine.
It really is.
What? So this is going to be a weird question. Why are tangerines your favourite? I suppose just your favourite.
Yeah, really. It's just, at first it was the color, and then they have a very certain little like, it's like their faces are very, I don't know, they're distinctive to me. They look a certain way. They're just very like friendly, and
yeah, I think it's the contrast with the eye as well with them as well.
But no, I think there's a lot of like you can do quite a bit of stuff with them, or like pairing them different ways, or crosses, projects.
Definitely, you can pretty much put it into if you've got a het-free tangerine, you can put him to anything you like. Yeah. I noticed as well you produced this is my question. This is my own question. So I've got some clowns and I've got a Inferno, and there was I think it was an Inferno clown cross you had. I don't know whether you purchased it or produced it, and that's just made me go, I'm going to do that pairing. So it works really well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. If it was a cross, I probably produced that one myself.
Yeah.
But my original male from BM Gecko is a cross as well.
Yeah.
So, but that's the one gecko that has produced basically every Inferno or Tangerine Inferno, or it's like the grandfather. So he makes really amazing babies.
Yeah, all your stuff's nice. We can't point at any and say they're not nice. They're all amazing.
Thank you.
Out of all your projects, this is going to be tough. I know this will be a tough one for me. Out of all your projects, what one is your favourite the most? Like, what little project you got going on that you're like, that's got my eye on. I've got my eye on that the most.
It's probably my I don't really have a name for it. It's just I call it my Tangerine project. I started my first season. So it's the Inferno Clown Cross to a Tango Crush Tangerine from Gecko Daddy. And so the first year I had produced really like funky tangerines. Yeah. And I held 4 of them back, and I ended up later on releasing 2 of them. So I had 2, and then I paired a tangerine that shared the same father as the other 2 that I had originally held back. Yeah. So I paired it like a step sibling to step sibling, and I produce not as funky tangerines, but more deep in color tangerines, I would say, or more on the Inferno side. I actually, let me grab one.
While we're going through this, everybody, if you've got any questions, please feel free to hit some in the comments.
So one of the first siblings from the first year is actually at Junior's Geckos right now.
Oh yeah.
And then this is from. So this is an F2 baby.
Oh, look at that colour. Amazing. And the thing is as well, the lives, it will never pick up true colour. So that is fire. So anyone viewing this, be sure to check her page because of that is fire. Yeah.
Thank you.
I really like that.
Definitely. I wasn't expecting it so soon to get so bright in color. But so this year I'm gonna, because I have separate tangerine projects kind of going on, so I think I'm gonna cut back on one of the projects next year and take one of the kids from that project and put it into these.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, join them, and then I think I can get some really killer kiddos out of it.
Yeah, that's a special one for sure. It's almost like red. When they're like so orange, they're red. That's when I'm like, what?
Well, yeah, it was this season. This season was a little unexpected with because I wasn't planning on pairing this one's mom when I did. But the sire really just produces really amazing geckos. So the father of this one is the one from BM Gecko.
Oh.
And, yeah, this one has more Inferno in it, and it isn't from Tango Crush lineage, but it is this one's brother, and this one is from Tango Crush lineage.
Amazing. Amazing.
So, I'm just hoping to, so I'm thinking I'll cross the projects together and get even brighter results.
That's sort of the main goal with most tangerines is us breeders is every season we want to try and get it more and more and more orange, or some people like to have that clown pattern in as well. But yeah, those are fire. Those are fire.
Thank you.
So we've got a question from, do you know Thomas from, I can never pronounce it correctly. I think it's Tucson's Finest Leos.
Yeah.
He said, what 3 things would you both, so a question for me and you, what 3 things will we both improve next season that we didn't do this season? I'll let you take that first. That is a tricky question because I can only think of one.
I mean, there's always things that you can improve on. Mine would probably be to spread the genetics a little more out, not pair as closely together.
Okay.
Genetically, I want to try some more. I don't bigger crosses, I guess, because I stayed pretty close into just like pairing Tangerine to Tangerine, and I'm hoping to. I really just want to get some really cool crosses.
Yeah, yeah. I find crosses are just the way to go. I just love crosses because you never know what you're gonna get. You never know. So my 3 things. I mean, I don't know whether I have 3 things I can say I want to improve. I have no idea what happened there. It just chucked me out. Let me add better geckos back in. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. I have no idea what happened. It just chucked me out for some reason. I've just invited Leah back. I have no idea what happened just then. It just chucked me out.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, just literally, I went on my other Instagram and it was like, oh, I'm live. I'm like, but it just chucked me out. But yeah, sorry. The question from Tucson's Finest Leos, the things I would change, I'd say for me next season, I'd say incubator for sure. The reason why I say incubator is I've had 2 male heavy seasons last year and this year. So I've got to go back to the drawing board and have a look at what's going on with my incubator properly. But other than that, strengthening lines, I really want to strengthen the stonewash. I know Maltese viewing this. I'm going to need some Maltese animals to help me with this. But yeah, it's very difficult. Every season I want to improve, get better lines and stuff like that. So there's your question, Thomas. What's been your biggest struggle breeding-wise this year?
I really wanted to keep a lot of my stuff back, or I do keep a lot of it back, and then I end up having to let it go. But it's more of a Tangerine issue, I guess.
Yeah.
So I fall in love with all of them.
So do you build up relationships to the point like, I just can't let this one go?
Well, my first season, I named all of them like right out of the egg, and then at the beginning of this season, I did the same for like the first 2 pairings, and then it was like I was breaking my heart every time I was like selling a gecko that I was like attached to. But it was like it's for the better, so it's
definitely. Do you find that the more you do it as well, the easier it gets almost, or are you still like, no, that's my baby, I love this one?
Yeah, definitely.
That's good. It's good. It shows you care. So I know you're the Tangerine queen. What Tangerine lines are you currently working with?
Currently it's Inferno, Clown, but those are the Tango Crush, but those are the only ones that I've paired currently. So this next season, I'm gonna have bloods. I have a blood green Tangerine cross that has Mandarin and GGG in it as well. And then
do you work with Red Diamond at all?
Huh?
Do you work with Red Diamond at all?
I do. I have a pair of them. One of them's 50% and the other one's 100%.
This is my favourite one this season.
Very beautiful.
It's the stripe that just does it for me. But yeah, just I love what the Red Diamond is doing at the moment, because I crossed it to copper. Man, copper works with everything. I don't know why. Everything you cross copper to, it just for some reason works. I don't know whether you've experienced it, but sometimes when you cross some Tangerine lines, it sort of comes out a bit wishy-washy, or you'll hatch like 1 or 2 that are really nice and the rest are sort of mediocre. But copper is one of them lines you can cross to anything. And G&T, from my experience, that works really well. And also clown. I prefer clown crosses personally to the pures. But yeah. Would you work with any other morphs that aren't orange? I know you have bold stripe.
Yeah, I plan to work with universes, blizzards, and bold stripes. But bold stripes I'm planning on bringing into my tangerines to try to eventually get some tangerine bolds.
Yeah. There was a question actually. Someone said, "Are you planning on doing some tangerine bolds with your bolds?" So I can see you doing some really nice stuff with that. Because bold tangerines, people love them.
Thank you. With the male I have from Gecko, he produces stripes as well. So I produced two striped animals from 2 different pairings, and this is the one I held back.
Amazing.
So I hope to pair this one with the bold, and then eventually down the line get some in between crosses.
Yeah. Have you done any pairings that this is someone else just put another comment in? Have you done any pairings that really didn't turn out as you had hoped? Yeah, I mean, me personally, sometimes things don't happen, or they don't. Your vision in your head, sometimes it is a vision in your own head that doesn't turn out with the geckos. It's like this season, I only got 3 eggs out of the red diamonds, and it looked like it was going to be a cracking pair from that one. But one of them things. What about you, Leah? Yeah, any projects that didn't go quite as you envisioned?
I did. I have a clown pair that I had put together, and I only got 1 egg from the pairing, and then the 1 egg that did it developed all the way, and then inside the egg it was not. I don't know. It like the way it looked like it could have been like a universe leopard gecko. Right. So I think it had lost like blood in the egg or something.
Right. Okay.
So,
I think sometimes they can be like anemic, don't they? They come out like white and they're just weak and.
Yeah. But he was like black and white spotted. So I'm not
really?
too sure. Yeah, but it was clown to clown. So one of them I've decided to like sell one from the pairing, and then the other one I'm gonna put to an Inferno clown cross this next season, and hopefully it's the first time that it happened to me, and I felt really bad for it happening.
I can imagine you, the type of person you are as well, you probably would have blamed yourself for it as well. I can just imagine you just there like, what did I do wrong? But it's just life, you know. Sometimes you have an egg that's doing fine for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, like a human or any other animal, sometimes they miscarry inside, and it is tough, especially when you've opened it and it's like a baby. It's definitely sad. So another question. This is what I'm interested in. So what other morphs do you work with that are not tangerines?
Well, this season I had paired a universe to a shrimper albino, a tangerine shrimper albino, and I made it created this Max Snow shrimper eclipse. So that was a first for me. Thank you.
Very
personally,
nice.
It's my first shrimper eclipse produced here, so he means a lot to me as well.
like them all. Don't kid yourself. They all mean a lot to you. I don't know whether it's the same with you, but whenever I have a bad day, I mean, I had a courier company in the UK. I know you guys send through FedEx. You can send in the UK how we ship. you have to have a registered licensed animal courier, and in the back of the van it's all like heat mats, thermostats. It's literally like taking your gecko out of your tub and putting it straight back into what it was. And I had that as a job, and it just got to me, looking after everyone's animals, anxiety. Just think about if you had all these black knights in the van, royal pythons. It just got to me. But after doing that as a career, it really affected me mentally, and I was really anxious all the time. But I always found going into my gecko room, it was like my mental health tablet. Is it the same for you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that I really find joy in doing, or I just like to sit there and just hold one. Or for me personally, it's very satisfying in a lot of ways to watch how they develop, just grow through time.
Yeah, seeing them thrive as well. You're absolutely right. It's almost therapeutic when you go in there. You open the tub, and you're like, "Look at you, you're thriving." It sounds weird. We're us reptile people. We're weird apparently, but that's just how we are. But yeah, I always find it, sometimes the geckos are my reason I get out of bed. Sometimes.
For sure.
Any other species you would like to own and work with in the future? I can see Leah, personally, working with a male African fat tails. Just saying.
Yeah, I do have a want in me to work with them eventually, but I definitely have to learn a lot because I don't know anything about them.
Yeah. Are you one of those people that you won't just get it, you would like to learn about them first and... Yeah, not just jump into it.
Yeah, well, because my first, just like with leopard geckos, when I was just learning, it wasn't really apparent that I had to know hets and stuff and other things along those lines. So when it comes to like getting into other things for me, I would really take my time.
Yeah.
But I do want to work with fat tails, and I do want to work with knob tails eventually.
Exciting. I mean, I never ever really looked into... I had an African fat tail as a pet, but I never really looked at it in that aspect of, I'm going to breed these like I did with my Leos. But it wasn't until this lady below, Wendigo Exotics, has now got me breaking the bank now with African fat tail. So thank you, Elena. So that's your little shout out. What projects / morphs would you have that you haven't got just yet that you plan to work with? Is there anything that's catching your eye?
There's quite a few things that I would love to work with, but they aren't necessarily things that I see myself working with. I do want to work with rainwaters in the future. Definitely. I think it's
hard because there's so many geckos, isn't there? There's so many geckos we look at, and
yeah, it's more of like lines for me. Like what lines, or it's more of tangerine lines or shrimp or albino lines that I want to continue to work with, I guess, and move up in working with them.
Definitely. Leah, you better say purple heads. I was waiting for that.
I want to get a pair from Junior next year.
Junior's got cooking up some crazy stuff in his collection. I love you, bro. What are your plans going into 2020, Leah?
I have some big tangerine plans. I have some white and yellow chimper albinos that have finally like reached the weight and age to where they compare. Copper crosses, red diamond crosses. I really want to pair the universe, but I don't think his mate would be size for this year, so that's probably a next year pairing. But my biggest plans are probably just my tangerines and the different lines that I get to work with. this year. I'm hoping to get a female from Kensington Geckos, the PG.
Nice. You're cooking up some serious stuff, Leah.
Definitely beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, you have really made a statement, I must say, with all your animals, and they really do stand out. And what I like about you as well is everyone has their own style of doing their social medias. So when I see a video, I might not even see your name. I'll be like, that is from Leah.
Thank you. I just now started to realize that people can recognize like photos of mine or certain things, because I've had people take my photos on Facebook and try to sell them, and they'll like send me screenshots. So it means a lot to me. And it's always nice to like get recognition for the work that you, like the photos you take, or the animals that you, because it takes a lot of, not work, but it takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of my because it's one of the only things that I do like to do, so it takes my just my energy in that way, I guess.
Yeah, I know you've had a terrible year as well. So so for you to keep doing what you do to your level and keeping the social media going, I know it can take a lot. Even Chloe, you definitely made a statement. See.
Thank you.
If you could continue working with one project, like let's say someone came to your door, or whatever, someone's came up and said to you, right, you got to get rid of all your geckos, but you can only work with one project you got here, what would it be?
It's a really hard one, personally, to answer.
Yeah.
But it would probably be the Inferno Clown Tango Crush Cross project that I have going on. They're just they hold a special place in my heart.
Definitely. I mean, I've seen one you've posted. It's absolutely insane. I totally understand why it sticks out as well, because I think the one you posted, this is what I love. It happens with Black Knights as well. Sometimes with Black Knights, you'll get a dark, but you'll get like this slight patterning, and I like them looking like that. But I'm pretty sure it's one. It might be one I haven't seen. I might be looking at a different animal. But I'm pretty sure the Tango Crush Cross Clown Inferno, it was like really deep, like orange, and it almost had like a pattern that was like a more darker orange. Pretty sure it was that one. And that's an amazing animal. Amazing animal.
I only have one of the geckos from that original pairing here right now, and then Junior has the female. But
how come Junior gets to get all his hands on the good stuff? He's a good sweet talker.
Definitely. He's a great friend, though. He got one of my first males I produced last year. So he got this guy's brother last year. And he just, he was one of my first sales that I was really, I just knew he was in good hands, and would take care of him. And he's just continued to be a really good friend and person.
Yeah.
So he has dibs on whatever he wants, basically.
Lucky sod. That's amazing. Yeah, no, Junior's always said to me, Leah's amazing, can't wait for the live. I love Junior to bits. We always call. He's just a great person, just to... Even with, let's take geckos away from it, it's people I've met in this hobby that I will always speak to the rest of my life, and Junior's definitely one of them, because that guy, he's called me up. I'm not going to say what he said. He's called me up and he's just cussed me and joking, and he just brought me into good spirit. I really like Junior a lot. This is a tricky question. I know a lot of people always like, do I answer? Because I know we're all in the exact same boat. What is your experience with the hobby, and what would you change?
I'm not too sure, honestly. I've had a good experience with the hobby for the most part. People will always like butt heads, I guess, on certain
Yeah.
things. But there's no need to hold grudges, and
Yeah.
so, but I would change I don't know, the way some I just think that, like, for me personally, it's easy to get caught up in social media, so I would change some aspects about that. But otherwise, like, I haven't really gotten to meet anybody in person. I've met a few breeders in person, but I'm a very socially awkward person, so I still have a lot to experience.
Yeah. I've always sort of found that you sort of keep yourself to yourself, sort of thing. And sometimes that's the best. With this hobby. Sometimes that's the best way to be. But yeah, I've always had you. Do you know what? I know Chloe's watching this. Leah is the USA version of Chloe. Keeps herself to herself. Produces fire geckos. I don't want no drama. I'm just enjoying what I'm doing here. I love doing what I'm doing. No need for any negativity. There's too much in the world as it is.
Yeah.
When pairing, this is a breeding question. When pairing your geckos, how long would you leave your male in with your female for? I know everybody does this differently.
Well, for me personally, my first season, I had the habit of letting him stay in there for like a day or two, and this past season, I had an experience where I had a male. I was in a collab with someone, and the male was at their house, and it tore the side of her back and side.
Yeah.
So now I just watch them while they're in there. It's just, for me personally, I don't have the heart to, like, let them go through that, I guess. So I would rather just let them sit there. And I think that's why I had a few pairings that maybe didn't connect, or pairs, because I didn't leave them in together so long. But I prefer to go safety first, just for my mind.
Yeah. I mean, for me, what I do, for me, just what I've always done and learned from various other breeders. But you're absolutely right. Things can go wrong just like that, 100%. With me, when I pair them, I make sure I watch that first lock, then I'll leave the male in there for 3 days, just to make sure that fertility is strong. But like Leah said, things can go south very quickly. With animals, when they breed, it doesn't look good. You know, it's like there's no getting away. So especially with males with females, you'll just see they'll constantly breed. So when I get the question a lot, oh, can I have a male and female together? No, it's not fair. So yeah, that's that question. What is your gecko? What is your all-time favorite gecko in your collection? Probably the Tango Crush Inferno Cross Clown.
Yeah, it is a tie for that one, and it's because that one's so fresh, or fairly new. Like, it's only I believe a month and a half old, or like a month old. But the GGG Trimper would be my stuff.
An amazing animal.
Yeah. This one was actually produced by Hard Rock Leopard Geckos, but those parents are from Golden Valley Reptiles. So
good line.
They work with really great stuff.
Oh, look at that. That would work so well with my stonewash. Oh, I love it.
I eventually want to learn how to export in the future.
Definitely. I can definitely give you some information, because actually getting geckos to the UK is actually fairly easy. So yeah, I can definitely hit you up, and cause I know Leah. Loads of people in the UK know you. I've been to shows. People are like, have you seen what Leah's posted? I'm not even just saying it. People know you in the UK, so you're doing something right.
Well, I appreciate the recognition. I know Facebook. I think it's more of the Facebook side. I'm not too sure, but I know I ended up in a one of the UK reptile or leopard gecko groups, and I must have not have been paying attention because I just joined the rest of you guys. But you guys were posting like the post your orange geckos, post your yellow geckos, or whatever. But yeah, so I end up in places where I don't know how I get there, but it's a fun ride either way.
Facebook's a dark place. You'll be in bed at 10 o'clock at night, just flicking through your phone, you're ended up in some random place talking about geckos.
This is a copper cross that I have.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Thank you.
You can clearly see everybody. Leah's got the eye for it, can't you? Some people just got the eye. She hasn't shown one gecko. I'm like, all fire and beautiful.
Thank you.
That's a hot gecko. I know Wendigo from Germany. She loves a copper. I think Malt is still in here. He's got some stunning coppers and MTs. But yeah, that's crazy one. What tangerines do best for crossing, in your opinion?
Well, with my experience so far, I really love the Inferno Clown male that I have. I think he would do really well with like a bold tangerine.
Yeah.
Or just I even wanted to pair him to like a Max Snow or a Super Snow and see what I would get, because he's so he produced everything he's produced is so different. Like he has a few that'll come out that are similar, but everything has been completely diverse that he's produced.
Yeah. Special gecko.
Yeah.
You ever find, I do in my collection sometimes, because I see it every year, I see people, they produce amazing geckos, and they're always like, we're going to hold this back and I'm going to sell my breeders off. And I always say to myself, please don't, because of, okay, you've held back a gecko, it's a better example than the parents, but just remember that gecko. I've had like really good looking geckos produce not good looking geckos, and I've had not so good looking geckos produce some absolute fire. Have you noticed anything like that?
Yeah, my I had a pairing that was a tangerine to a Inferno tangerine cross, I believe. And I wasn't expecting them to be too crazy, but they came out really insane looking.
Yeah.
I just think for me, I don't expect a lot of the offspring to actually look the way they do. I think everyone that's produced does amazingly when they do come out.
Yeah. That's your laboratory you're cooking up in. That's why. Where do you see your tangerine project going in the next 5 years? I hate those sorts of questions. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. I really don't know. I just I hope to keep the project healthy as it can be, and that's the only thing that really matters.
Yeah.
To me at this point. But I think if I do continue it for that long I just don't know how much, because I know it has potential. I just don't know, because out of the original project that I did have, I had like 2 sister projects that were connected to it. So it was like a Tangerine Eclipse project from the same pairing, or a sister pairing. And I ended up cutting that one off because I just didn't really see it working, or it being something that, I don't know, I didn't see it working for me personally. So I cut that one off, and then I'm hoping for more of, there's like a certain body structure that I do prefer. So right now, a lot of geckos that I have, or have purchased, are lanky looking.
Yeah.
So I want to get more like meat into them, I guess. So my Inferno clown that I have is a little like thicker, and I prefer that look. So when he produces his offspring, he does produce thicker kids.
Yeah.
So I prefer to keep that in my projects as well.
Surprised you haven't considered maybe throwing a giant in the mix.
Yeah. I've seen a couple Tangerine giants that I do like. I think I seen one that I really liked, but it was a het that I couldn't work with at the time or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But I would like to work with them eventually.
Definitely. It'd be nice to see, because I know you mentioned rainwaters. It'd be nice to see some of your Tangerine stuff mixed in with rainwaters, because I do generally think rainwater is going to be a big thing to come. Nice paradox.
Thank you. No, I know. I've seen a lot of the rainwaters blow up this year. Very beautiful, like the Chad Ramsey's. They're very nice.
Definitely. So if anyone's got any last questions, my timer has just literally buzzed off. Has anyone got any last questions for us before we fly away? Harris Geckos, good to see you, man. Structure is important for sure, definitely. A vision, like you can see Leah's clearly got a vision, how she likes her things looking, and that's definitely important. Just getting geckos, putting them together is definitely not the way. Will this be posted? I had to restart my phone. Yeah, this will be posted on our podcast and our YouTube as well. So, yeah, and also my Instagram. So, yeah, no problems at all. Rainwaters are my favourite. Yeah, I love rainwaters. I mean, I see huge potential in them. It's trying to get that colour to stick with rainwaters. That's why I think Leah in her laboratory, she can get that colour in. Well said on the structure is the same with me. Yeah, you and Junior have very similar like ethics and morals, how you vision things. Definitely. Let's work on getting some of those tanks to the UK, winky face. People love you, Leah.
Well, I love them too.
Nice. Since I've missed it, I'll watch later. Yeah, Harris, this will be up later. Hopefully, because the live sort of cut off halfway through. So I'm pretty sure it'll go into the archives and I can stick them together. Any advice on a newcomer breeding leopard geckos? Well, Leonard, I know you personally. You've got the right mindset. Breed with what you like to breed. Don't listen to anybody else. If you want to breed hypos and that's what you like the look of, then breed hypos. What would you say to that, Leah? What's your advice to newcomers, new people starting breeding?
Really, my only advice is to just make sure you do your research.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Make sure you get healthy geckos.
Definitely invest, research your people you're buying from. Don't because I always find with leopard geckos, people never ask for the lineage on the parents. With cresties, it's like you have to have the lineage. But with leopard geckos, it's if that gecko looks good, I want to buy it. Don't. If you want to ask. That's one thing I always say to people. Leah, what are your Leo projects you personally? What project in Leo's wouldn't you work with? So it could be Enigma or.
Personally, Lemon Frost. Enigmas are very beautiful, but I wouldn't work with them. I'm not too interested in Black Knights. But that's about it, I believe.
She likes her bright animals. Why would she want a black gecko where she's got these fire red-looking geckos?
No, they're very beautiful, though. I do like them. I think that they're like so many people have them right now that I think in the following years it's just gonna get even more, like more and more people getting. So maybe in the future, if something else happens with with like a different cross or something, because I do like some of the like black bloods, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it doesn't really like catch my eye.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because I had a black knight female and I paired her to a blood, and I envisioned getting some burnt orange animals come out. And what was hatching, I felt like it was taking away what I was trying to achieve. When I look at all my animals, I look at all my collections, everything's bright, everything's similar to you, bright, big, bold. And I just felt like I was taking a back seat with that project, and I wasn't giving that project 110%. So therefore, I felt like, okay, this isn't for me. So, yeah, I totally get what you just said. You should see this female. She's blessed me to work with. Holy cow, so much potential. That's Junior.
Yeah, she's a really good gecko. No, but I think he's going to produce some amazing stuff.
What's your opinion on Stonewash? You know my opinion, Ryan. It's one of the hardest lines to work with, for sure. You mean you hatch some pretty standard trempers, and when it hits sort of that 20G, that Stonewash starts mottling through. So I love it. People sort of see me as the giant guy. I don't want to be seen as the giant guy. I want to be seen as the Stonewash guy now, because I love that, working with that project so much. I've got to build another rack just for the Stonewash. I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. Well, anyway, I think we should give that a wrap today. Thank you so much for coming on, Leah. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and obviously, hopefully, we can talk in so many more years to come. Do you want to let everybody know where to find you? Do you have any geckos available if people want to reach out for some geckos?
I do have a few geckos available, but it's just a very select few, and it's literally a few, so like 3. Otherwise, I have a few pet quality geckos.
Yeah.
That are they're nice too, but I know people are looking for the breeding quality.
Yeah.
I do have Facebook. I have YouTube. I have Instagram, of course. I'm also I believe I signed up on Reptinet, so I should be on there.
Yeah.
TikTok sometimes, but really just Facebook and Instagram. I do have a website that I'm getting put up together, and once it gets better, I guess there'll be more stuff on it.
Well, I'm looking forward to that for sure. So you're going to be fully ready for next season.
Next season, I'm very excited for.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for you. I know a lot of your people following you are excited. But thanks so much for coming on today, Leah. I really appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up, because I know exactly how you would have felt losing your account. You've hit that jackpot goal you had set out, and as soon as you achieved it, you couldn't have written it. It was like, what? So keep pushing. You've grown massively already. You're a fantastic person, fantastic breeder, and thank you again for coming on.
Thank you. It was great to chat.
You're welcome. Anytime. See you later, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, this will be on YouTube and podcast, and make sure you follow Better Geckos. See you later.
Bye, guys.